Hey, it's Aaron from GameEnthus.com, and today I'm taking a look at Ohanami from Pandasaurus Games. Ohanami is designed by Steffen Benndorf, who you may or may not know from the game called The Game. It's other games of that series, which are also titled The Game, something else. This is Ohanami. Ohanami is about building a not so much beautiful, but valuable garden. I guess the cherry blossom season is about to start, and you want a nice, pretty and point rich garden. I mean, who wouldn't? It's a drafting game. It's playable from 2 to 4 players. The game takes about 20 minutes or so, and is for ages 8 and up. Ohanami is very much a card drafting game, so if you're not into drafting of cards, you should be, because it's a wonderful mechanic. I don't know. I mean, I could be flexible about it, but I'm not going to. You should be. All right, inside the box, we have a brochure, pamphlet, however you want to call it, from Pandasaurus Games. This is not why you're here, but there's some other great games they have that are in here. But I'm here talking about Ohanami. All right, we have a very, very lengthy list of rules. Lengthy. You have a scoring pad. Not the largest scoring pad, but that's okay. It's meant to be a small box game, so I understand. And here we have the cards themselves. There's pink cards. The art will vary, but the colors are where things really get important. So you have pink, you have green, you have blue, and you have gray. So you have 4 colors: pink, green, blue, and gray. Let me show you how the game plays. So in Ohanami, every player is going to get 10 cards. So each one of these small decks has 10 cards. And as I said earlier, it is a card drafting game where all you're really going to do on your turn is pick up your cards. You're going to keep 2 of them and pass the rest clockwise the first round, counterclockwise the second round, and then clockwise in the third round. I'm going to show you how the 3 rounds are going to work. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be building up to 3 columns of cards. However, as an example, let's say I kept the 100 and the 116. Let's say that's what this player did. I'll just pass this here. This player is going to keep, let's say they kept 103, 107. And let's say this player is going to keep 8 and 9. And then they're going to pass theirs over here. Everybody looked at their cards and kept 2 and then put them down in front of them. Now, you do have options. You can only build up to 3 columns of cards. I elected to build 1 for each of them, thus not really illustrating my point of how to play that great. I'll do better. Keep watching. So in round number 1, you're going to score every blue card that you have at the end of the round. The round ends when all the cards are gone. Just 10 each player. You're going to be placing, ideally, 10. Now, you don't have to place both cards. You have to take 2 cards and then pass the others on. You have an option. If you don't like any of the cards, you can discard them, meaning they're just out of the game entirely. You can keep 1 and discard the other. You can get rid of both and get rid of 1, or you can use both of them. It's up to you. So round 1, you count all the blue cards you have. In round 2, you count all the blue and green cards you have. So blue cards are worth 3 points in round 1. Blue cards are also worth 3 points in round 2. And blue cards are also worth 3 points in round 3. So blue cards are going to score for every round, all 3. Green, however, green only score in round 2. They're worth 4 points each. In round 3, blues are worth 3, greens are worth 4, grays are worth 7 points, and pinks, there's a small chart actually in the instructions on the scoring pad, and nicely enough, on the side of the box. Pink is a little interesting because pink is 1 is worth 1, 2 is worth 3, 3 is worth 6, 4 is worth 10. But I mean, it gets up pretty high. So if you have 15 or more pink cards in your whole garden, that's 120 points. Pinks aren't worth anything until the 3rd round. The same with grays, which are worth 7. You want to hang on to those. So another key thing to mention in terms of rules are placement rules. So now that I have 2 columns out, you can add to columns. You can add both cards to one, add 1 to one, 1 to the other. Doesn't matter. The rules for placing are this. You can only place cards that are lower than the lowest card or more than the highest card. So I have to place cards that are less than 49 or more than 50, which leaves me a lot of room. I'm kind of in the middle here, which works out pretty well. But the thing is, if I put 32 down here, now going forward, I'm skipping everything between 48 and 31. You can't go in between the number values. Only less than the fewest, more than the most. I feel like an alliteration might make it. Does alliteration help? I don't know. It seemed clever when I said it, but I don't. Yeah, I'll let you be the judge of that. So let's say I did that, and I'm probably not going to want to go from 50 to 86 because I'm skipping a lot of numbers. Let's say I'm comfortable doing 65. Let's see here. Yeah, this is rough. I have a lot of high cards here. So I'm either going to want to, I'm probably not going to do anything with this column here with 14 and 17, given these numbers that I have. I could do something here. Now see, this is where it comes into play. Now I could do 110 here, maybe 101. That might make sense. I can't do 106 because 107 is out there. It has to be more than the most, less than the least. More than the most, less than the least. Left, right, left, right. Okay. So let's say I do 101 here and 110. And then make it look like I really care about how it's placed. There we go. So this player has 4 pinks already. 4 pinks at the end of the game is worth 10 points. Whereas just this one gray by itself in the third round is worth 7. So it's sort of a balancing between, do I go hard on blue at first because blues only count in the first round. Then the second round, blues and greens count. Then the third round, everything counts. So it's sort of a balancing act. And let's see what the third player over here would do. Okay, 99 just seems like a no-brainer. Then I'm going down to 82. So I could keep the 99. Makes sense. And let's say I just start another column at 42. That is sort of how Ohanami flows. The mechanics are fairly simple, but it can get tricky. And there are going to be instances where the drafted cards you get, you really aren't comfortable putting anywhere, in which case you just remove those cards from the game. The rules are interesting because whoever takes the longest time to pick those 2 cards before passing the rest on is supposed to make a decision in terms of placement first. And then everybody else will kind of go in turn order. So I might have confused you by saying it's done in tandem. Forgive me. The rules actually say you're supposed to do it turn by turn. We did it sort of turn by turn the first time we played. Then after that, we got a feel for it, and we just sort of did it in tandem. And I don't know. It's very satisfying when things just sort of come together, and you start racking those points out. You can glance around, look at your opponent, see what they have, and you can do some hate drafting as well. If you see somebody's getting a whole lot of pinks, maybe you start plucking those pinks out of there to try to stop them from getting 15 of them, that's excessive. Well, I think when we play, I think my youngest might have gotten like 11 or 12, which is 66 and 78 respectively. The game is really fun. I really like it. The cards are fine. Nice rounded edges. I like the fact that there's varying art on them. The colors is what's most important, but I like the fact that there's very different art. Things I don't like, I'd like it the scoring pad was bigger, but it's supposed to be a small box game, so that's why it's not bigger. This is a dope game. That's gonna do it for me. Hope you enjoyed the video. Be safe out there. Wear a mask. Stay safe, and be blessed.